So I had quite a few questions, what exactly was your thought process to bring that much hardware to Florida? Why would you do that? Why are you so paranoid? I'm going to tell you the story, how it went down through my eyes and what I seen. This way you guys can understand. Alright, so, dude gets arrested. I don't know why. I don't hear anything about it. I just know he got arrested. And I knew he was a clean-cut dude, so it wasn't like he got caught with contraband or something like that. And I didn't get a phone call, which to me was a huge red flag. Like, for example, in my early 20s, and yes, we were all young, we all made mistakes, don't judge me. In my early 20s, I got pulled over after leaving my buddy's house for doing, I think it was 31 and a 30, 1 mile over the speed limit. After they had finally got me to cave, which I should have, can't believe I did that. Anyway, they get me to get out of the vehicle, they wind up searching the vehicle, they didn't find anything, so then they search me and they wind up finding a small amount of weed. While they arrested me, their number one concern was my buddy. They kept bringing him up, trying to get me to say something about him, just something. So the second I got out of jail, which was later that day because I was basically just booked in and released, I think they wanted to take me in so I could do a more thorough search, to be honest, to make sure I wasn't hiding something else. I ran as fast as I could to my buddy's house, and I was like, hey, you need to go through this house with bleach. Make sure it's squeaky clean, because they're coming in. They ask so many questions about you. It's obvious they want you. They pulled me over for doing 31 and a 30, leaving your house. They are coming for you. Hypothetically speaking, they could be stacking up right now outside your door. Clean your house. Well, obviously he didn't listen because we're kids. And we don't listen to things like that, and so he wound up getting busted with a truckload of weed. The point is, if I was the auto keycard guy, as soon as I would have got pinched, I would have been like, hey, to someone I know, you need to get a hold of this guy and tell him what the hell is going on. I found out when you guys found out. Finally, when the ATF released something, that's when I knew for sure. So that was a big red flag. I'm like, why the hell did I not get a heads up or something? You think I would have. Just something to let me know what had happened. So, okay, there's that red flag. And then, as you know, the police showed up at my door. And they subpoenaed my girl in front of a grand jury. And I'm like, no, we're not going to Florida. We have so many excuses on our side. One, the grand jury only did, video chats, until just recently. There's the COVID scare, civil unrest. There's so many things. We are not going to Florida. So we call them up. We're like, hey, we're not coming. We're going to do this through FaceTime or something. They're like, no, you are coming. And if you're not here on that date, we're going to issue warrants for her arrest. And she's going to come anyway, but it's going to be in handcuffs. I'm like, there's no way to get out of this. They're like, no, you have to be here. I'm like, okay. Well, we'll need a little time to prep because I'm going to go with her because she's about to go through one of the most traumatic experiences of her life. I need to be there for her. They're like, well, you got 4 days to get here. I'm like, that's not possible. If I left at midnight, it would still be iffy if I would get there in time or not. That's a long drive. It's 26 hours or something like that. And I can't go straight through. We're going to have to stop. Yeah, hypothetically speaking, I could make it if my life depended on it, but I would be burnt out. I would be done. I would be put into an unsafe condition. And so I get a lawyer in Florida, and I had them talk to him. I'm like, please, just get it so we can talk through a video chat. There's no reason for us to be there in person. None at all, unless they have some sort of ulterior motive. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just talk to her through video conference? It's not like she was a part of this in any way, shape, or form. She doesn't know anything. Why can't she do it over video? So he talks to them. He's like, no, man, they want you here. I can't get them to budge on that. I did get you an extension for 2 weeks so you have time to get here because they wanted to throw her on a plane, fly her there basically overnight, put her in a hotel they paid for, and then fly her right back after they grill her stupid with our 1-year-old child. I'm like, okay, so we're going. So I get a van, and I'm like, why exactly would they want me in Florida? Did somebody tell Hillary Clinton we had pictures of her or something? Like, what the hell is going on? It makes no sense whatsoever why we would need a physical presence on the other side of the country to answer mundane questions that they could have easily asked over through like some sort of video conference. And the fact that it's her and not me makes me even more suspect. Like, why would they go after her? She's not a part of it. She don't know anything. Why her? Why not me? So that was a bunch of red flags, and I'm like, I hope somebody didn't tell Hillary Clinton I knew information about her, but there's always that possibility. I mean, people do a lot of things to further their career. I don't know this ATF agent from Adam. God knows what he might be trying to do to make himself higher in the ATF organization or further his career or something like that. I'm like, all right, let's go rent a van. We're going to take precautions. We're going to use cash as much as possible, and we're not going to stop long. We're either going to be driving or we're going to be at a hotel sleeping. When we're in the hotel, we're not going to answer the door. I'll vlog this whole video. I'll vlog this whole trip so they don't come out with a story that I'm suicidal and I murdered my family and then committed suicide. I don't know what they're up to. So we vlogged the whole thing going down there. You can't hide your trail. We tried with cash at first, but they still wanted an ID at the hotel. There was a clear trail all the way down there. That's what got me paranoid. Like, why in the shit would we have to have a physical presence in Florida? Turns out that either my precautions worked or they just wanted to be a pain in the ass. Because the questions they asked her were stupid. They were basically trying to get her caught up on a perjury charge. The line of questions were set up in a way to where they were trying to get her to change her response on one and lock us in Florida for like 30 days. This way it would totally break us and we'd like sign some sort of confession. That's what their real motives were. But that is the whole story of why I was so paranoid. The whole thing just didn't make any sense whatsoever. One, why did he get busted? That is not a gun part, much less a machine gun. Two, why didn't I get a heads up? Why did nobody call me and say he got busted? Three, why is our physical presence needed in Florida? Is it to get me out of the house? Do they want to come and raid my house? Do they want to do something like suicide me in a hotel? Did somebody tell Hillary Clinton I knew information about her? Why exactly do they want me across the country? And I just wanted to go prepared. Everything worked out okay. You know, we didn't get suicided, nothing like that. And if they wanted to, even with my gear I brought, like, probably not going to be able to stop them. I'm going to put up a hell of a fight and make sure there's no way that anyone's going to believe the story of a suicide in a hotel. But I'm not going to stop them. I just don't want them to make me out to be some murdering suicide bastard. And that's really all there is to it for the Florida. Yeah, there are backstories to why I have a lack of trust, but those are pretty personal. I don't think I'm going to tell those. Anyway, so for those people that asked the people that asked the questions in the comments, that's the answer. The whole thing was just odd. Really, really odd. I don't believe in coincidences. So why is it so odd? So I just wanted to go prepared. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like the support channel. I got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe.